Mira Luna's question. She asked, between the campaign finance system, the economy, lobbyists, and their revolving doors, and our so-called democracy, the system seems rigged. How do you propose we change our government? It seems impossible to overcome.
Well, let me say, in Massachusetts, in my home state, we actually passed campaign finance reform. We actually got the big money out of politics. We created public financing, and we did it through a voter referendum because the legislature, 85% Democratic, refused to pass this bill. You know, they wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole. We, the people, got out a referendum. We passed it by an overwhelming majority. It was not hard to do. And once you begin public financing, then suddenly all the money in the world doesn't, you know, it can't buy the election, because then money is no longer in control. And a companion to this, by the way, should be freeing the media so that corporations no longer hold our public airwaves hostage to their profiteering. When we doing those two things, we actually re-engage the wheels of democracy. It's not rocket science. I should mention, what happened when we passed public financing in Massachusetts was that the Democratic legislature repealed it on a voice vote. They stopped public financing because they did not want to have to run against real candidates with a politics of integrity. Not only did they can public financing, but they also refused to pass ranked choice voting, which is the other critical solution here. That's how they keep you locked in fear, by always having a worser evil that makes them the inevitable, the candidate you have to support because you're terrified of something worse. Bottom line is, we can get out of this trap, but we have to do it ourselves. They are not going to hand us democracy on a silver platter. That's why it's so critical for us to reject this propaganda that tells us we are powerless. We are not powerless, we are powerful, and we actually have the numbers that we could turn this election on its head. By standing up against the power of money, we can mobilize the public will and enact the no-brainer solutions that are there within our reach to put an end to the revolving door, put an end to money in politics, and put an end to the stranglehold that the corporate media has over our democracy.
So let me go through quickly then a couple of questions on that issue. Are you in favor of a constitutional amendment to get money out of politics?
Absolutely.
What would that amendment say if, in your ideal world? What would it address?
Quite simply that Citizens United wasn't the only problem. Money in politics was firmly entrenched before then because of the Supreme Court, a series of decisions that really misinterpreted the Constitution, massively distorted it. We need to clarify beyond any shadow of a doubt that money is not speech, because these rulings are based on this outrageous idea that money is the equivalent of speech. If that were true, then the richer you are, the more you are entitled to free speech, and that 50% of the American population, you might as well just forget it right now, that it's $1 one vote, it's not one person one vote. What this amendment needs to say is that money is not speech, corporations are not people, and that we, the American people, have the right to democratically decide our future.
Hillary Clinton also says that she's in favor of a constitutional amendment and will propose in the first 30 days. Do you believe her?
Well, what Hillary Clinton says is that we need to get unaccountable money out of politics. That's all she actually pretends to support. Unaccountable money, what exactly is that? It's like, I think she's talking about dark money, but that makes it perfectly okay as long as the money is declared. So it's like saying our politicians can belong to corporations. They just have to wear the corporate logos on their sweaters. That's not okay. Democracy belongs to us, not to the big corporations that are running us over the cliff.
The Young Turks isn't just us, it's also you guys. You make this show possible, and we want to thank you for it, and we want to grow together. We want to be too strong. TYTnetwork.com/join. Let's do it.